it is so good to see him on a good team. Only once in his career he's had a winning record.
Okay.
So to see him with a great team, with a chance to win the Super Bowl, I love it. And I'm going to give Nick some credit because the only guy that had a better weekend than Christian McCaffrey was Nick.
Why?
Number one, McCaffrey didn't go to Buffalo like we thought he might. We discussed that a few weeks ago. I think now you see, oh, wow, that would have been unfair, okay? Number two, your preseason pick was the Niners to get to the Super Bowl, and they look like their chances are great. So congratulations.
And number 3 went 3-0 in Nick's picks.
Oh,
go! Come back, baby.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. 3-0 in Nick's picks, second half surge. But go ahead. Yeah.
Here's the problem, though.
What?
This is where it turns a bit for Nick.
I haven't even spoken yet, and we're already going to say the 2 words.
They not only have a chance to now get to the Super Bowl,
Oh, here we go.
they have a chance to win it. I think they'd be the underdog to Buffalo or Kansas City if it's one of those two.
Yeah,
but they have a chance to win it. And what that could mean is Jimmy Garoppolo could win a Super Bowl. Then you would have to come on here and apologize. You might do it today. You should do it today. Because did you see what he did yesterday?
Yeah.
132.5 passer rating, third best of the weekend.
Yeah, second best passer on his own team yesterday.
Well, not really. Small sample. Look, McCaffrey, I don't want to take anything away from him. Jimmy G was great, Nick.
He was pretty good.
Jimmy G.
Yeah, he was good. I said he would
his
never bounce back in.
84% completion percentage.
Yeah, he played a good game.
Was the highest ever in franchise history on the road.
Okay.
Let me remind you.
Really on the road.
Yes, that's true. Joe Montana and Steve Young played for the Niners.
Yeah,
so I'm just saying.
Okay.
No, we're
First of all, that was not really a real
We
game.
should be done
Second
with
of
all of the
who gives a damn about completion percentage? Third of all, and you make a good point that the Niners, they looked like a team that yesterday could compete with the best teams in football. It'd be very interesting to see the Niners, now that they have Christian McCaffrey, play the Chiefs. Oh, we saw it last week. They got their teeth kicked in. But set that aside. And that was why. That was because Jimmy G couldn't stop making mistakes. When Jimmy G doesn't make mistakes, this is now an idiot-proof team. The problem is...
don't you dare.
Okay, all right, I knew you'd
Don't
get mad.
you dare.
The problem is... Even idiot-proofing sometimes doesn't work when Jimmy G's your quarterback. Even yesterday, we can't show it to you right now because of slight technical issues. He tried to give Jalen Ramsey 2, including...
It happens.
No, but it happens all the time with Jimmy. So there are... I said it before, I'll say it again. There are... Let me do it in my head because I had the list. 16 guys that have been first-team All-Pro in the last 3 years at the 3 skill positions in left tackle. Running back, wide receiver, tight end, left tackle. 16 guys have done it. League-wide, first-team All-Pro. The Niners got 4 of them. They have 4 of them. No other team has more than 2 of them. And that's the Ravens with Stanley, the left tackle, and Mark Andrews, the tight end. They have every single component you need to win a championship. The question is, will the quarterback kneecap them? Which is, right now, when you look at the NFC playoff picture, do I trust Jalen Hurts more than Jimmy G? Yes. Do I trust Dak more than Jimmy G? Yes. Do I trust Kirk Cousins more than Jimmy G? I do.
Come on. No, you don't.
That one, I'll give you the first 2.
Do I trust Rodgers and Brady if they get there more than Jimmy G? Yes.
He's beat.
Do I trust
twice?
Hold on. He beat
saying.
beat Rodgers because his team blocked a punt, and the previous time he beat Rodgers threw the ball 8 times. Do I trust Geno more than Jimmy G? It's close. It's close.
All right.
So Jimmy G is in the group with Daniel Jones and Marcus Mariota. Quarterbacks who might make the playoffs, and if they do, they will be their team's weak link. So I picked the Niners before CMAC to go to the Super Bowl. Why? Well, because I thought Trey Lance would be the quarterback, but also I love the coach. I love the skill position. I love the defense. Defense, unbelievable, now that it's healthy again. But
you're almost there, dude.
Wild.
You are so close to just like how I went on the other side of the table because I don't believe in Jimmy G. You're very close.
You're back over here, though. You're staying here.
I'm not, but you know what? These chairs have wheels for a reason. It's because when new things come, OKW can move. But you are very close to being like, you know what? He plays a smart game.
He doesn't, though. But that's the thing is, he's not a game manager that is just like limited because they don't make big throws. That'd be one thing. But he throws the ball to the other team once a half. The only question is, are they going to catch it?
He doesn't throw a
and that's been
catchable
who
ball.
he is for 5 years.
He's got 4 interceptions this year.
Brew.
You know how many? Let me give you some of the names of the quarterbacks. You two will like this especially. That Jimmy G has more touchdowns and fewer interceptions than.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry, not Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, no,
Matthew Stafford.
Stafford leads.
Trevor Lawrence. That's why you'll like this. Kyler Murray. Derek Carr. And Mac Jones.
Well, Mac Jones.
He's got
obviously.
more touchdowns and fewer interceptions than all of those guys. Nick, it evens out. I mean, guys, if they're not dropping all of your passes, all your interceptions,
it
evens out.
It doesn't even out. And listen. The story yesterday was McCaffrey. McCaffrey doing the first thing since LaDainian Tomlinson of throwing for a touchdown, rushing for a touchdown, and catching a touchdown. They did what they did yesterday without Debo. When Debo comes back, they become so multiple and so impossible to defend. They are a team that, if they had, forget a good quarterback, which they don't, if that team had a great quarterback, you talk about them and be like, is that one of the most talented teams in NFL history? They have a top 3 tight end. They have a wide receiver that does everything. So the guy that some people think is the best dual-purpose running back in football, one of the greatest left tackles ever, Hall of Fame level guy, and their defense is better than their offense. Plus a very inventive play caller.
If they had a great quarterback. They got a good quarterback, though. Look, here's a list of guys who throw for more than 8 yards per attempt.
Lists in the A block.
More than 8 yards per attempt and have a 100 passer rating. Now, how does Jimmy G keep getting on these lists with great quarterbacks? And I'm not saying he's great. I'm saying he's good.
Because he's not on it with all great quarterbacks.
He's been on quarterback. Well, Tua's having a great year. Tua's having a great year. You got to admit that.
Tua is having a great year.
We'll see if he's a great quarterback down the line. He's having a great year. And Jalen's not yet a great quarterback that we know of, but he's having a great year. Jimmy's on that list. I'm just asking for good, not great. Let's not celebrate it.
I won't give you
good.
He's a below-average NFL starting quarterback who is right now in the greatest situation a quarterback could possibly be in. Greater than even Mahomes in 2018, because while Mahomes had Kelsey, Hill, and Andy Reid, he had to score 45 because the defense was so bad. Jimmy knows, if I don't throw a pick and get us to 17, we'll win. And sometimes he does it. And yesterday was one of those days because Jalen Ramsey didn't have the stickum on his hands. But it's not going to make me change my tune on what we've seen from him for 5 years. It shouldn't make you, Mr. Fickle Kevin Wildes. You moved over here last week.
You know, I'm
come on.
I need to see more.
You like Mac Jones. You must love Jimmy G.
Wow. Low blow, bro.
Yeah, that hurt. Meanwhile, the defending champs continue to struggle. 3-4 with an offense that doesn't do much besides get Cooper Kupp hurt in garbage time. That didn't seem like a great idea.
Not a great idea. But I think he's okay. It seems like he thinks he's okay, but why is he out there? Why are you throwing it to him?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'll start with Nick.
Yeah.
Are you surprised that the defending champs, are struggling?
No, they're done. They're
done. You're ready to say they're
not
done?
Not making the playoffs.
Not making the playoffs.
Done. Wow.
Not making the playoffs. I think you guys will agree with me here in a second. I think we can show you guys their schedule. Show me their easiest game. They're 3-4 right now. And here's what we're looking at. At Tampa next week, that's almost an elimination game.
They're going to win that game.
Okay.
You think?
Yeah.
We'll discuss that later in the week, I'm sure. Arizona, New Orleans, Kansas City, Seattle, the Raiders, Packers, Broncos, Chargers, Seahawks. Aside from the Broncos, there is not a walkover game there.
The Raiders?
Now, did you see the Broncos this weekend?
I did see the Broncos this weekend trailing the frisky Jaguars in London until there was a minute left.
Several of those are winnable, Nick.
Oh, winnable. Of course, a lot of them are winnable. They're 3-4. Do you guys think they're going to go have a winning record over these final 10 games?
Yes.
You think that's a 6-4? Fine, tell me the 6 wins. I want to know them. This team stinks. They have, according to the smart people numbers, the single worst offense in the NFL.
I think they beat Tampa.
Okay.
I think they beat New Orleans.
Okay.
I think they win one of those Seattle games.
Right.
So split those.
That's 3.
The Raiders are a mess. Sorry, Hubs. That's 4.
Don't say it.
They are. They're going to beat the Broncos.
That's 5. And then, okay. So you're trying to be optimistic. And you got 5-5, which doesn't get you there.
And I was pushing too.
And by the way, 6-4 is only 9-8. It's 6-4 only gets you to 9 wins. So yeah, After week 1, if you remember, I sounded the alarm bells on 2 teams. One team I was very wrong about in Dallas. We'll talk about them later.
Sure.
The other one was the Rams. The Rams are their offense is broken. So no,
it is.
I'm not surprised given this is how they looked all year.
Their offense, let me just run through these numbers: 14, 24, 10, 9, and 12 the last few weeks. I think you know what we're on the verge of this Tampa Bay game that's coming up, like a topic retirement match. If they don't win, done for the show. Done for the show till next year.
Topic retirement.
Do you think they're still alive?
Alive, yes. I'm not going to go as far as you that they're out because, again, the conference is jammed together. All right. But the problem is the defense is actually still top 5, believe it or not. It's the offense. The rushing game wasn't great last year, but it was mediocre.
Now it's non-existent.
Now it's a horrible. And Matthew Stafford, we talked about it earlier. Like, we thought last year, he might start building a Hall of Fame,
it's crazy.
argument, right, after he won the Super Bowl.
You put him in, I thought.
No.
Well,
No,
check the
don't
tape.
put that out
Check
there.
the tape.
No, I don't think we
Check
had the tape.
Go ahead.
But anyway, he ain't in now. He ain't in now. I'll tell you that. I don't know what I
was
said.
doing what a lot of people were doing, which was projecting.
Yeah,
that
right.
Stafford now, if he keeps up this level of play with McVay, will become a Hall of Famer. Not that it was that it had happened, but now what we're seeing is that a lot of, and by the way, last year he led the league in picks. Yes. Last year, they just had the offensive line was so much better, and they had so many more weapons, they were able to overcome it. And to his credit, he got hot at the right time. Made an unbelievable pass against Tampa to pull that game out of the fire in the postseason, and did some really great things.
And let's be honest, if Jaquiski Tartt catches that ball for San Francisco, it might be a whole different story. They might not have gotten to the Super Bowl.
So it's not, to me, neither team that was in the Super Bowl last year was some overwhelming juggernaut to where it was easy to see that either could step back. I didn't see going into the year the Rams being the worst offense in football, which is what, again, EPA says they are. But they have not had a single impressive moment the entire season. We're almost halfway.
Maybe they make a trade tomorrow. We'll see.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.